Wait. Start.
Hi everyone. So I'm from BDITDomain. You all know we have series of videos which are related to Selenium and Java. And if you need more information about the courses and other different services we are giving to the clients, you can just go through the given numbers here, and you can just write a mail. Also, we have provided the mail as well. When it comes to today's session, today's session is all about OOPS concepts. The last session we have already seen what is inheritance, what are the different inheritance we have, different types of inheritance. So that all kind of like, how actually it works internally. So we have also seen the examples. And today's class, we especially going to learn about the other concepts of OOPS, which are abstraction, polymorphism, and encapsulation. So mainly, what is an abstraction and why we have to understand about abstraction and where we implement the abstraction. Abstraction is a process. The main code or main gist of the code what we are going to write, it is only visible to the end users or the users. The implementation will present in some other class. Again, I'm saying it is not the full implementation we are going to show. It is only a declaration of that particular method, what exactly we are going to do. But the real implementation for that method will be present in another class. And the abstraction will be achieved by using two different ways. One is an interface, another one is an abstract class. So as I'm talking about abstraction, we can achieve abstraction by two ways. Interface is one. One is an interface, and the other one is abstract class. So generally, how interface will be like, I will show in the Eclipse. Interface and abstract class defined to achieve an abstraction. I said an abstraction is something you are not going to show the complete implementation. You are only show the method declaration. In that case, then why we have two here, interface and abstract? We can have only one, right? So the thing is, inheritance will only allow the declared methods. For example, in this package, I'm trying to create an interface. Imagine directly you can create an interface, and sample I'm giving. Sample is already existed. So sample 1 I'm giving. So you can see a small I symbol over there. So which is nothing but which is representing an interface. So we have seen the classes, but this is an interface. What is the main difference is it only allows the declaration of the method. For example, public void, I'm giving a test method. And I'm trying to, obviously when we write a method, we do like this. But in interface, it is not possible. You see, it is throwing an error saying that remove the method body. So I should remove the method body, then only it is accepting. So definitely what is the test, what contains and what actually the test is going to do, which is not present here. But it will be available in some other class. For example, I'm creating a class and mentioning simple implementation. Click on finish. Now, this is the class which is implementing the simple one. So, implements is a keyword we use for the interfaces, and we have an interface called simple one. Okay. And as soon as I do this, what is happening? It is throwing me an error and asking me to add unimplemented methods. So I'm just clicking on that. Now the logic I can write here. Now I can write my code. So what I can do, here I can write my logic. This is nothing but an abstraction. It is only showing me the test method here. Only it is a declaration. But in the implementation class, we can able to write the logic. This is an interface. Coming to an abstract class, when we create a class, and I'm mentioning abstract practice, and I'm just clicking on this checkbox. I want to create it as an abstract and finish. So you can see a symbol here means it's an abstract. And the difference between interface and abstract is it will also allow us to write the logical methods, means the implement and unimplemented methods both are acceptable here. Public void test2 is one testing LQ. So it is allowing me to write the implemented methods, means I can write the code here, and I should also public abstract void, and the method name is testing2, testing1, or and this should be only a declaration of the method. But when I'm trying to implement this, it will be throwing a error saying that either you remove the abstract keyword here. Okay, either you remove the abstract keyword here or remove the method body. If I just remove the abstract, it's not giving me any error, or it is also giving me remove the method body. So this is the main difference. Interface will be achieving, we can use interface for full abstraction, but when it comes to the abstract class, it is like not fully abstraction, because we also have a implemented and unimplemented methods. Like how we can implement an abstract class methods? Create a normal class, name it as a abstract implementation. Click on enter. Now here implement will not come because abstract class is also having implemented and unimplemented methods. So here comes extends abstract practice. Okay, and it is giving me add unimplemented methods. So it is been overridden and I can write the code here. So this is the difference between, this is how we achieve the abstraction, and this is the difference between two abstract things. Like, we can achieve the abstraction by using two different ways. One is an interface, another one is an abstract class. Okay, we have some examples also here, like we have an animal abstract class. And as I said, there is a abstract method and non-abstract method. Both are allowed in abstract class. And if you see here, class big is extending animal, and the implementation is present here. Like we have a animal sound. So this is what it is. The implementation is available here because it will forcefully give you ask you to implement the methods which are abstract, and we are calling that, and it will be printed from the objects how we have created. Comes to polymorphism, we have two different kinds of polymorphism: method overloading and method overriding. So the main concept of polymorphism is only single method and different logics is comes under method overriding, and single method name but different arguments comes under method overloading. For example, you have a addition. You want to do addition of 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 5 numbers, 10 numbers. But addition is same. But number of arguments are different. And sometimes you want to add double data type numbers. And sometimes you want to add long data type numbers. So during that situation, if you depends on your requirement, if you are keep trying to change the things, if you keep trying to create a new methods, complexity will increase more, and there is no necessity. Actually, already one method is present. Can't we use the same method, changing the different arguments? Just the requirement here is changing from number of arguments and type of arguments. So that is possible by using overloading concept. Like method name can be same and the memory allocation also will happen at once. Right? So there are so many advantages here, and complexity will be less. If you just put fun as a method, it will give you 3 different methods here. If you see int A and int B and character A. I told you like it will allow both declared and non-declared, both the number of arguments can be different and the type of arguments also can be different. On the other hand, overriding is a concept we also see in the inheritance, like parent class methods. If we want to use it in a child class, we will extend the class, right? And here a same method you can get it here, and you can write the different logic. Again here fun is the same method only, but in the base class it is different, in the derived class it is different. The implementation I'm talking about, which is called as a overridden. If you see some example here for method overloading, if you see there is a class called helper. In multiply is a method which is having int A and int B, and we're actually multiplying both the numbers. And coming to the another method, both are same methods only. If you see, both methods are same only, but the arguments are different. And we are doing the same multiplication here, but it's a double and this is the integer. In the main method, I'm just calling with helper.multiply because it's a static method. I don't want to create any object, rather I can just directly call by using class name dot. So I'm just presenting first integer value, next double value. It depends like how I want. And the output you can see here. This is a method overloading. Coming to method overriding, we have a parent class and we have a method inside the parent class. The method name is print. In subclass or a child class, I'm extending a parent and same print method only here. But the implementation, if you can see, here it is a sysout, but imagine it can be a code also. In the implementation, this is 2 different implementations here. It's returning subclass, it is returning parent class. Now, same method, but different logic. And after creating, like you have another subclass and still a parent, it is extending. This is having another implementation. Like that, you can do it for multiple classes. And when we create an object and we are calling for subclass 1, subclass 2, and it is calling a different logics. So this is how we will achieve method overriding concept. So this is about a polymorphism. We have a method overloading and a method overriding. And we also know it as a static polymorphism or a compile time polymorphism, which is also called as a method overloading. Because during the compile time, this backend, like, the configuration, the compilation will happen. But overriding will happen during the runtime. That's why it is called as a runtime polymorphism. Coming to the abstract encapsulation. Encapsulation is something like binding a data. When we are working with certain applications, like when we have applications like banking, financial domain kind of an applications, it's very important to secure our data instead of exposing it to outside. And we saw something called access modifiers before class. So the access modifiers are like, which will restrict the access level. And one of the most restricted access modifier is private. So when we declare anything as like mainly the variables, when you declare it as a private, you cannot access outside of the class. It should be only within the class. And so that you can able to secure the data. But sometimes you must use that variable, right? So how can we use that? We have a getters and setters. By using the getters and setters, we can able to achieve the encapsulation, like, we can able to access the private methods, private variables outside of the class also. For example, there is a class called person. We have two different variables, private string name and age. As I said, we are first getting the name and we are setting the name. Like that, we are getting the age, we are setting the age. Actually, this will come here itself. When you have a source, generate getters and setters. After you create this private variables, when you give getters and setters, by default, it will get created. For example, I'm creating a class, encapsulation, finish. Inside this class, I am declaring these two variables, and now I'm going to source generate getters and setters. It is asking me for what and all you want getters and setters. I'm doing it for age and name and click on generate. So default, I got the getters and setters. You no need to manually create all these things. And you're setting the value in the main method, you're setting the value and setting the age, and you're getting that age and name, and you're printing that here. So this is the encapsulation, basically binding the data, securing the data, so that, data hiding will be there, increased flexibility, we can reuse that particular variable, and testing code is easy. There are so many advantages. So this is all about today's class. And you have subtopics also here, you can see, like method overloading, overriding, dynamic binding. So many things are mentioned here. And again, I'm showing some more topics also, like OOPS concepts in the polymorphism. What are the different subtopics will come, which is mentioned here. You can please go through these things. And thank you for watching. And if you have any doubts and queries, you can write to us on the given email ID, or you can also contact us with the given mobile number here. Thank you.